Good morning. You're watching Double Talk. I'm one of your normal hosts, Michael Mandel. The word normal is in, air quotes.
I'm your abnormal host, Teddy Aspen, sitting in for Mark Steffen.
Abnormal, and we're Abby Normal. So we're here, barely breathing because it's cold time. He has something with, what do you have?
I got a sinus infection that's starting on.
I am getting rid of a cold, which I thought would be over by today since I've had it over 5 days. So I'll probably end up getting shot in the ass by somebody's gun. So what we have on the table is something I got from a friend of mine, Debbie Levy, and he said he can't smell, but he can feel this.
Yeah.
It's, wow. It's supposed to clear up your sinuses. It's going to kill us for our tasting of sherries. It's made with gel, but it also has marjoram, peppermint and eucalyptus, lavender and ginger, and you can definitely feel it. You can feel it, right? It's vibrating his body, right?
Well, yeah, you can feel the vapor. I'm assuming it's the eucalyptus.
I think it's eucalyptus is a strong thing, and it's healthy, except you shouldn't be drinking it. It's getting cold out, which is why we're all sick. And when it gets cold out, it's always a good time to drink some port. Port has a warming effect on your body. We did a port tasting in June. You weren't here. He was here for the only time we ever had Sambuca.
I was.
And that was not too long ago. But we're going to do a port. We've done these before. He's a different victim. So we'll see. I'm just going to do a little because that's probably all we're going to want. Now, what's the name of this port?
Cockburns. It's a fine tawny port.
Yes.
Porto.
Although, if you go to the liquor store, don't ask for a Cockburn. Ask for a Coburn. That's how you pronounce it in England.
Is it Coburn?
It's Coburn.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like Bruce Coburn, the singer. Ever hear Bruce
Well,
Coburn?
then why was John Wayne Rooster Cockburn?
It was John Wayne. He didn't care if he had a Cockburn or not.
There you go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It smells very fruity. Can you smell it? You can't smell, right?
No.
Okay, let's see if you can taste it.
Wow.
Port and sherry are both fortified wines. Port is from, of course, Portugal, and sherry is from Spain, the area of Jerez, which we pronounce sherry. So we'll be tasting these, and we'll see if Teddy could tell any difference of anything of what he likes.
Well, this to me tastes fruity, and according to the backside of the
dry.
bottle, it's supposed to be a smooth, nutty port with hints of butterscotch, but I taste, I don't know, a little bit more.
Well, fruity would be a butterscotchy. You taste a little butter. Yeah, maybe it's the peanuts we're eating. Taste it. Yeah, it's doing that. We'll drink the rest as we go along because we want to get through this stuff. Notice our new background. We now have
New graphics.
the ability to project things on a TV. If anybody has some pictures they want to send in that we could use, not of you, bathing, but perhaps landscapes or whatever else, the new Plaza downtown.
Pictures to celebrate birthdays.
What would those be? People's birthdays? Is it your birthday?
No, it was fairly recently, but I quit celebrating birthdays.
You don't celebrate them?
No. It makes me too depressed. I would just rather go out and eat and celebrate the fact that I survived.
That you survived, yes. That's what you're celebrating, what you've gone through. And that's what you should be celebrating. You are now in production of Wizard of Oz. You are like always doing something.
Indeed.
You're just, improvising your life, right? Because you're an improvisational guy.
Yes.
So what are you working on now?
Well, currently, outside of the Wizard of Oz.
Outside of the Wizard of Oz? You want to talk about Wizard of Oz first?
Well, let's talk about Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
I'm actually a stage manager. I'm running the stage crew with Erica Crowell and
all those people.
And Karen Birdsell. We're all backstage responsible for trying to help keep the show running smoothly.
That's you trying to keep the witch and the good fairy together.
I'm the pimp of Oz. That's me going, where are my witches at?
Yeah. Who are they?
On the
Which?
Wicked Witch of the West is played by Cindy Pitts, who's doing an amazing job.
She's always been pretty good.
The other one is the Glenda the Good Witch.
Yes.
That's played by Megan Higgins, who looks completely different in this photo, but she was in the play Nine, which ran up at the Center for the Arts
that was a
years
good
ago.
musical.
Yes, and
Megan
amazing.
McQueen did that, right?
Yeah, she did. And
Yeah.
Megan is just an amazing talent, great music director. And
There's some more
Yep.
actors. The woman with the red scarf is our patron saint of the TV show, who criticizes everything we do. Thanks, Dee. And she's surrounded by Dorothy.
Dorothy the Tin Man and the Cowardly Lion.
And who's missing from that?
The Scarecrow.
Scarecrow. He was scared. He didn't want to come on this picture.
Didn't have enough brains to pose for
So
the shot.
Oh, that's a good one. It must be time for your medicine.
Indeed. More sherry.
More sherry. That sounds good. It's on this week, tonight, and tomorrow, Sunday, and next week, or
Yep,
what?
it runs. Well, actually, we're going to have an
Standard
unusual
run?
Thursday night showing.
Coming up?
So yes,
next week?
it'll be tonight at 8:00, Sunday at 2.
Mm-hmm.
The following week it'll be Thursday, Friday at 8:00, Saturday at 8:00, and Sunday at 2:00.
So try to make it. It's a great kid show, obviously, and it's also a great grown-up show. That is how I believe the Wicked Witch of the East dies. Right?
Well, her waistline, anyways. Yes, look at that.
Yeah.
That was the cake that they had for opening night, which tragically I got none of. I was too busy backstage putting things.
That was
away,
like a
but that
great
was- yes.
cake. Now, is that what people call dead food? Because it kills you?
I figured all food is dead. I mean,
All food is, except oysters.
true.
They're dead as soon as you start chewing them. But they're theoretically alive as much as anything else. He's eating dead food. You know what else is live food? Definitely live food?
What's that?
Yogurt. It's got all those bacteria.
Yeah, all the cultures. Yeah.
Theoretically, so is sauerkraut. Sauerkraut has probiotics. Pickles have probiotics. We're trying to talk about dead food because now's the time when, right before coming here, somebody gave me coconut pecan cookies, which were really tasty. What is that? Oh, that's meat. Meat's dead. You kind of want it dead, usually.
No, man. I
You
enjoy
like it
a
raw?
prime rib that's rare. I mean, still no.
Almost live. But you try to stay away from dead foods, which people consider the white foods. We can, say that we're not against whites, but I think in food, white bread, white rice. What else do I have here listed? Chips. God, I love chips. Sugar. I don't eat sugar. I try to dissolve it in whiskey. Oh, are we ready for some more?
I'm always ready for
Okay.
that. Okay, but what's the dilemma with the white foods? I mean, they're just
Well, because now
unhealthy,
that
or-
it's unhealthy, it doesn't go anywhere except to your hips and to make diabetes. And since it's Christmas, we are kind of, I'll give you a little more because it's really
Thank you.
tasty. We're forced to eat white foods or so-called healthy-free foods. People like to do like kombucha. I've never had kombucha.
I've never had kombucha either.
But I hear that's good.
I've never kombuched.
You never kombucha. This is a Sandeman Founders Reserve, theoretically, by its name and the way the bottle feels. It's got to be better.
Yeah. Well, looking at the stamps on there, they're both products of Portugal.
They're all Portugal, except this, because this is Spanish.
Well,
What's interesting about port and sherry is that they exist as an item because of the commerce with England. England would transport wines up from these areas, but they would go bad by the time they got there, since it used to be by boat. So they'd fortify them with alcohol and extra sugars to keep them from going bad, and then you get these wonderfully long-lasting drinks. These ports and sherries can last for years.
so if they're fortified with sugar, does that make them a dead wine?
No, because the sugar gets all livened up with the alcohol.
There you go.
Alcohol is really a product of sugar and yeast.
Yeast.
So it's hopping time. Yes,
It is.
here's to Founders Reserve of Sandeman. Oh, it's a little more bitter, I think. You taste that?
Yeah,
It's not
but-
as sweet.
I like it though.
It's tasty. What we're talking
Yes.
about? Oh, dead food. You know what else is possibly dead? I know the way the show's made, you can't tell. There are a number of people that are dead. But, Air Force One apparently is dead. Donald Trump got pissed off at the guy from Boeing, and Boeing is in the process of doing a new Air Force One, which means 2 planes, which won't get done, I think, until he's out of office, if he's only there 4 years. It's supposed to take a long time because it's such a complicated thing. Oh, there it is. So it's building the brand new 747 Air Force One for future presidents, but costs are out of control, more than $4 billion. You know, how does that compare to other costs for 747 or for the others? He sees a number like $4 billion. He thinks it's out of control. And apparently, it takes this long to get it done. It's the only U.S.-made plane. The only other person that could do it is, I guess, Air France. And this was started in January of last year. What year are we in now? Yes, last year. So it takes forever to get done, costs a lot of money, yet without looking at it, you just see the price and you say, that's too much money. How much is it going to cost per year or per month to keep Trump Plaza in New York safe? $35 million a month just to do that? I mean, who makes up how much money we spend on things? It's got to be relative, and you have to look at the things behind it. So looking at things behind what's going on, you remember we had this election a couple of weeks ago?
Kind of hard to forget.
Yeah, that's right, because I remember Joanne Ferrari got in, right? Is that what you're thinking about?
Sure.
Is that what you're thinking about? Also, Jill Stein. Jill Stein didn't really get in. She got in her 2%, as they say, and you know she started a recount. 2%. She got her 2% in, and she's doing a recount. I think probably because she feels guilty that she pulled from Hillary that 2%, and if she didn't, well, we'd have a different way of going. So she got together a bunch of money. Donated. She's doing a recount in Wisconsin. That's going along swimmingly. Michigan is giving her trouble because she is not a person who would be affected by the recount. Michigan has rules where you have to be affected by the recount. It's not like her 2% is going to get her the thing. So they're now arguing it. A bunch of judges are arguing it. It's not going to change anything, no matter what.
Yeah, I find this to be just such a waste of time and money. I didn't vote for Trump. I didn't want him to be president, but lo and behold, he's the president. That's where the country went. And unfortunately, you know, I have to accept that. Why doesn't the rest of this country? I mean, sorry, Jill. I mean, all right, your candidate lost.
Wait, she was her candidate.
Yeah, she was her own candidate.
But was she her own candidate? I'm wondering who she wanted to win. I guess she wanted herself to win.
No, okay, of course she wanted herself to win.
But she knew she didn't have a chance.
Now she's feeling that she stole votes away from Hillary, and we need to recount because she feels there's some missing votes Hillary didn't get.
Well, I think she wants to find out how trustworthy the system is in general. And it would be interesting to know if there are oddities. Obama just today said he would instate a thing to see how much the Russians had to do with all this stuff. That's all interesting, but right now we're on track for January 20th. We're going to take a break right now because we can't take all this excitement yelling at each other because Double Talk is merely for us to get together and agree. But luckily we didn't. We did in a little bit. So we will see you after these words from Girls Dancing Around.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Burke, and I have a confession to make. I have a serious crush on my workout. Hip, fun, and always a challenge. Jazzercise is the total package. It's the only workout that I've ever truly loved. Does it show? That's because I'm in the best shape of my life. What a difference Jazzercise makes. When's the last time your workout swept you off your feet? Find a class near you at jazzercise.com.
Celebrate, celebrate, Fiesta Motors.
Come and see us today and discover why our service is second to none. In business for over 17 years, we the right car for you. When you buy a vehicle from Fiesta Motors, we do everything possible to ensure your satisfaction. Located at the corner of El Paseo and Main. See you there.
Celebrate Fiesta Motors, where buying a car is always a celebration.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, welcome back to Double Talk. Thank you for spending your Saturday with us. The only show that kind of highlights activities going on here in the Mesilla Valley.
And all around the world, and also in the liquor world. Nobody in New Mexico does a show on wine and drinks.
All right.
Neither do we.
So this could be like an occult show, because, I mean, you know, we dabble a lot with spirits.
Yes.
Bazinga.
I like them. We're going to talk about other spirits. The spirit of the 99-million-year-old dinosaur, which was actually a bird. We always knew that dinosaurs are the precursors of birds, but nobody really made the connection until recently. Do you know about this?
No, I saw the picture that you guys were posting.
That's pretty weird.
I believe you're putting up for viewing on your Facebook page, but yeah, there it is. I mean, almost looks like a.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah.
That's a piece of amber.
Right.
Well, they found a part of a dinosaur. Those are cute, aren't
Yeah,
they?
put it back on the page though. Let's explain that. I mean, it's a piece of amber with the feathers. And try to get it down
Yeah,
there.
ambery feather.
Caught inside the amber. However, from this picture that we're looking at, it almost looks like a combination plate over at
I'd wear
over at one of the local restaurants, man.
Chinese restaurant or Mexican. It's the chimichanga at Habaneros.
Looks like some chicken
which are very good, yeah.
and scrambled eggs.
It is chicken.
It potentially could be.
I,
Well, I always
you know,
that,
dinosaurs, chicken. You know, what we know about dinosaurs make them think, people think that they're lizards. There are lizards, some of them.
Well, no, I mean, I guess lizards do lay eggs as well, but I know that feathers are actually.
What are they?
No, they morph from scales into feathers.
Is that what happens?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
just
they
feathers
from
you know,
evolution.
feathers
there's
are also
evolution.
designed a little like our lungs or those things that fish have. They breathe
Gills?
from. Gills. So they use a lot of that structure. Whoever was the designer of this, and we don't know if there's a designer, it just happens. Because who would have designed that? Probably somebody who does South Park. It looks like a South Park cartoon, doesn't it?
No, it's something you might find at a Build-A-Bear shop, you know? It's cute.
You mean a throwaway bear?
Yeah.
There was a lot of experimenting before they came up with what they want. They're still experimenting on us, and according to Westworld, we're obviously going to morph into robots. Since I haven't watched Westworld, what else is happening? Oh man, that's the. My daughter told me about this the other day. It is called a tardigrade. Show the other picture of it too, because this really exists in real life. They're only about 1 milliliter long, or millimeter, and they look so weird. They look like weird possums, and no, those are mites. Mites are in your bed. These are tardigrades, and they only exist in the most extreme of circumstances, usually underwater. They can survive incredible heat, incredible cold, lack of oxygen. They can last for 100 years, and they're going to outlive us all, whatever they are. And I guess we're going to try to figure out, you know, how to eat them or something.
So, I mean, do they...
I mean, I don't. That's the most. Doesn't that look like a weird scientific?
It does.
Bizarre
Like, yeah,
science
from
fiction
the
thing?
like Island of Dr. Moreau. But I mean, do they serve any purpose? I mean, do they eat algae, plankton? I mean, do
Yeah, they do.
They do?
And they eat whatever's smaller than them, like everything else. See those little noses? It doesn't even look like they have eyes. It just looks like somebody punched out there. I don't think they need eyes for what they're doing. I mean, they are so small, they just probably inhale stuff and excrete
filter it
stuff
out, yeah.
and filter it out. So, but they exist under extreme circumstances, and perhaps we could use them to filter things in outer space or whatever. And the question is, are they from outer space? And how did they get here? How did they evolve? And you talk about dinosaurs, you go on to this. Man, these things have not evolved, but if they ever do, watch out. They're going to be tough. Because really, you know, flamethrowers, hit them with the flamethrowers. No, it doesn't work. Hit them with water. No, they don't care. They love water. So just watch out for the tardigrades. And really, look it up on Google, Tardigrad. You can look this up on Google too, Las Cruces Public Schools. There are public schools, you know.
Yes.
They have just agreed to support immigrant students, and whereas we're right now afraid that all the people who are here on extended visas and extended things that Obama's put in may get kicked out and people are nervous, our Las Cruces public school system has given a sort of, we don't want to say sanctuary because there would be a sanctuary city, and they're not going to allow that, but they're going to let them stay and not turn them in, which is a good thing. And also, Las Cruces Public Schools, another thing happened this week was last year their overall rating was a D from our system in the state overall, and this year it's a C. That's not to say there aren't any schools that have A's. There's at least 8 schools that have made A's, but our average is C. And what does C mean to you?
Average.
Okay.
We're an average.
It's average.
Well, I mean, well, going back to the immigrants that are being
okay.
helped. I mean, I remember going to high school and having a few non-English speaking kids in class, and they always had an interpreter there that would help them out. I'm not entirely sure the grade point average, but I always remember like feeling like they didn't get they weren't given enough to get ahead in life. Why are we not making in order for them to stay in the country, and I don't want to sound racist saying, you have to learn English, but I think it would be beneficial to teach them some English to help them get through the system and to, get ahead in life here in the United States.
Well, we have schools here that Las Cruces Public Schools put out that teach them English while they're learning. Yes, to get along, they should know English. We should know more Spanish, I think.
Absolutely.
We should.
Yeah, I always thought that was my one biggest flaw, was not being bilingual, not speaking
Yes, when
Spanish.
I was thinking of your flaws, I was thinking language.
Yeah,
You
language
couldn't
and
speak
dead
French.
food, yeah.
And dead food. Oh, are you ready for some more?
Yeah.
We're going on to Sherry. This is Harvey's Bristol cream.
Yeah,
more British and Spanish.
Apparently this news is so bad it drives us to drink.
Yes. What was interesting, I'm getting stuck here. When I used to teach, I had students who came here from schools in Mexico, and they had learned English there.
Yeah.
They were, unfortunately, better than the American students, because Americans take English for granted.
Yes.
We know, we think we know structure of language, we just know it from what we hear.
Yeah.
And they knew it really well, because they knew the basis of it. Thank goodness they're in my class so they could instruct me. So, sherry is also a fortified wine.
Yeah. Here's to other countries speaking English gooder.
This is a creamier. This is more of a cream. You can actually taste the texture.
Yeah. This almost has, it's
a cream sherry.
Really, but I almost want to say it's like a hazelnut flavor. It kind of reminds me of a
Ooh,
frangelico.
see, you're feeling well, it just says it's complex. Hazelnut would be an interesting thing.
Right.
Isn't this warming for winter?
Now I lost feeling in my toes about 2 drinks ago.
Warm the cockles of your heart. What were we talking about? Oh, I forgot. Las Cruces. Oh, okay. So we were talking about the Las Cruces Public Schools. The Plaza, which we're not sure which picture that is, but the new downtown Las Cruces Plaza hosted the tree lighting ceremony this year, and everybody calls it really good. Because when we did it in the, Johnson Park by the library, everybody's standing on the grass.
Right.
And probably that's pretty colder.
Okay.
Cold.
I do enjoy that new little stage that they set up right there, but unfortunately, the city planners, I'm sorry, man, you guys ought to just be taken out back with a stick and just beaten. There are 3 theaters in that area. Whenever they put up live music and do these concerts and stuff, it bleeds over into the theater areas and, causes distractions from those people that are paying money to be in the theater shows. Why didn't they put this further up and even remove that roundabout at the very end of the downtown mall?
Where nothing could be heard.
The stuff still be good, but it wouldn't bleed over into the businesses of the Black Bucks Theater, the Rio Grande Theater, the Las Cruces Community Theater, and
that is a big problem.
Yeah.
Because you have 3 working theaters that have been working for a long time, and you bring this and you have, I'm glad you brought this up.
Yeah.
And we've talked about this at the Rio Grande Theater, and we've heard Community Theater talk about it. Black box is slightly removed, but they still hear the sound.
Yeah, no. Occasionally they still put up a few block parties on the streets, and they still the sound still bleeds over into their area as well. And also, Mr. Mayor, please invest the money into educating people how to drive in the roundabouts in the downtown area. I swear to God, it's people get into the roundabouts or they approach the roundabouts and downshift into stupid. Apparently, the word yield, which is posted 4 times on the floor, twice on the posts, and 3 times coming in off Main Street, no one understands what that word means. Yield means you stop for the cars in the roundabout. Cars
Really?
in the roundabout, don't stop or you're going to get hit from behind by the other car behind you because they're not expecting you to stop. Serious. I'm sorry. I mean, I can't wait for us to get replaced by the robots from Westworld.
That
so
would be
we can
good.
figure out how
That'd
to
be
use
good.
the
We
damn
are going to
roundabout.
be programmed by robotic cars, but yield, I always thought how much a recipe makes. Isn't that what it is? It's not about that. So, getting away from Christmas, the city counts coyotes. We're going to try to stop coyotes from being killed, so donate to SWEC, Southwest Environmental Center. Council okayed movie studio. What do we want to go to next? Grand Tinker? Is he the next picture? Who's that? That was a Kardashian thing. Oh, this is a fun thing. I don't know if we have time for this, but somebody's marrying a Kardashian, and the person is Black China. I'm not using that. That's what her name is. It's spelled differently. And she wants to change her name to Kardashian, like her husband, and then her name will actually be Angela Renee Kardashian. But her new to-be sisters-in-law have barred her from doing that because of their things, which are in the company Clo Money, To Die for Court, and Kim's a Princess Incorporated are all suing her to not use the Kardashian name. What's next?
I don't know, but can we get the city council involved and actually save the coyotes and let's put up a contest to try to kill the Kardashians?
That could be good.
Yeah, come on, that guy would be a personal hero of mine.
It's also a larger target. That's Grand Tinker, who died last month. He was instrumental in Mary Tyler Moore Show, Dick Van Dyke Show.
A lot of classic television.
Classic.
Grant
Look him
Tinker.
up, Grand Tinker. We're Wizard of Oz. We mentioned John Glenn died also. We don't have enough time. We'll do that next week. Mesilla Valley Chorale is going to be at the Rio Grande Theater on tomorrow, which is the 11th at the Rio Grande Theater. What's next? Rio Grande Theater and the Las Cruces Ukes will be there December 14th. There's a number of plays other than his play, Wizard of Oz. A New Brain, this is its last weekend. Nutcracker is
Atkinson Center.
Atkinson Center, 16th next weekend, and tickets $21. I guess we're done. And hopefully you enjoyed this. I'm glad you were here. Thank you. Teddy Aspen, folks.